It's funny how these things keep happening over and over again. It's like the regular people don't learn that something is happening, something's coming, something bigger is at hand here. I can assure you of that. There's no way that they don't know this was going to happen. No way. I was doing my research this morning, and I tell you, I couldn't tell at first, if I was looking at old articles or old videos. I was like, what do you mean financial institutions, multiple shut down? What do you mean by what? And the people in the videos were panicked, talking all exasperated. They didn't know what to do. And not only financial institutions shut down, but doctors' offices. That what really caught my eye. Doctors' offices shut down, a lot of different places. And they claim, this is what they claim. They claim it's just an IT issue. Well, here's the thing. Whether it was an IT issue or they're covering it up, saying it's an IT issue for some other reason, because we know there's been a lot of cyber attacks going on all over the place. That's just a fact. It doesn't make a difference which one it is. But this shows how dilapidated, how outdated, how weak all of their systems are. This shows why they're hurtling towards a digital age. While they're hurtling towards the new system, not just the new financial system. The new financial system is just a smaller part of the bigger overall new system. One where one piece can go out, the rest of it keeps running like it's nothing. And let me tell you something, if years ago, crypto could do that, if years ago, DLT, distributed ledger technologies, could do that, what do you think it could do now when it's bigger, better, stronger? And I'll say this, I want to throw this in at the end. And of course, attached to that is big value. I mean, I don't put it out of possibility. This is a test. They run tests in all types of ways, and they're not going to tell you if they're testing something out. They're not going to tell you if there was a cyber incident. They're not going to tell you that because they don't want to initiate panic. They can't tell you that, as a matter of fact. But this is what it says here, and then we're going to get into a little bit of crypto news, although this is definitely related to DLT technologies. And that was one of the things I heard. I couldn't even believe I heard people talking about it. Regular people don't talk about DLT, really? Until something bad happens. That's just crazy to me. But the first thing they said, I saw someone in some comment section underneath an article like, oh man, this must be to usher in the new digital currency. Immediately they came with that. And I was like, hey. I'm not against the idea of them tearing down the old house. Like, not as I'm pro for that, but I mean, I entertain that idea that they may be doing that. Largest IT outage in history leaves world reeling. So people couldn't even get on their computers in certain areas. This is what I'm reading. And this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about gold, for example. Just putting the bank coins to the side for a moment. Gold, something physical in your hand. If you can't access your computer, if you can't access your phone or something like that, something happens. Cyber Polygon, as WEF says. Whatever. I'm just, listen, I like to think of all the possibilities. I like to think of the positives, the negatives. If it goes this way, how do we approach this? If it goes that way, how do we approach this? I think that's the best way of thinking. So you're prepared for all possible outcomes. But if a cyber polygon, like WEF was talking about years ago, ever does occur, I mean, having all your value be digital and you have to access it digitally, or even if you have it offline, and you have to wait until everything comes back online, do you know how long that would take? If there was an EMP pulse, a massive EMP pulse, they could do that by just launching certain things into the atmosphere. EMP is very easy to pull off. I mean, listen, this is why I like diversification. Like, hey, listen, you have some of your stuff digital. Sure. That stuff is I think there's a golden age coming. I should have put out that video this morning, but I did not. I'm going to sit on that one right there. I might put it out a little bit later. But I think there's a digital golden age coming soon for DLT services and crypto. Yes, because of things like this. This is one of them. One of the reasons why. But also, I like to diversify things, keep some stuff physical. So if all the computers are off and the TVs are off and the banks are shut down, I was hearing people say they couldn't even access ATM machines in some areas. Hey, listen, well, then you got this physical store of value here that you can utilize. I'm not 100% opposed to dollars either. Like, you have some gold, some dollars, some euro. Hey, for a rainy day. Why not? I mean, why not? People have so many things. Why not have some gold, a little bit of dollars? And I know dollars are losing their value, it's getting devalued. I've talked about that more than anybody, but just in case, you might have to run to the store. You can't take your brick of gold to the store right now. You got to package that up, send that in, then they give you your value. There's a process. But dollars you can grab real quick, devalued or not. Go to the store. Euro, hey, boom, go to the store. You know what I mean? So why not have those on the side? Like, people are buying massive amounts of everything, makeup, video games. They got all of these different shoes. A little bit of gold. This is not financial advice. I'm just putting my thoughts out there. That's it. Not telling anyone to do this. No, just these are just my thoughts. But a little gold, a few dollars that you don't. It's just there. It's just sitting there. You got that hidden somewhere. Now, you definitely want to hide it. You don't. Maybe you don't even keep it at your house. You want to keep that somewhere else. Maybe, but I don't know. Maybe you have a little bit here and there, but gold, dollars, euro, just in case. These people couldn't do anything. They were lined up outside these banks. Just why? I don't understand that. But anyway, it says here, financial services and doctors' offices were disrupted on Friday while TV broadcasters went offline. TV. So they couldn't even get the news from some sources. This is why it's good. What about internet? This is while TV broadcasters, because they still get on the internet and watch YouTube, maybe get some news from YouTube or TikTok, something like that, or even Twitter, right? But it says TV broadcasters went offline as businesses worldwide grappled with an ongoing major IT outage. Air travel has been particularly hit. I saw that as well. Like, it was mind blowing waking up this morning. I was ready to do some regular research, and I'm just getting barraged with articles and videos and messages about this. Like, what's going on? Air travel has been particularly hit with planes grounded, services delayed, and airports issuing advice to passengers. Earlier on Friday, cybersecurity giant CrowdStrike experienced a major disruption. The company told NBC following an issue with its latest tech update. And that's what I'm hearing is associated with an update. I'm not going to name the company that the update is coming from, but you'll know. Trust me, you had to see this. If you didn't see this, this is major. Says the company CEO George Kurtz has said that the company is, quote, actively working with customers impacted by a defect found in a single content update for redacted. All right, not going to say a name here on the channel. I don't need to mess my channel up because I know how some of these companies are. You might not believe it, but I know how some of these companies are, and they really take umbrage to people speaking about them negatively. Not everyone, but certain people. Trust me on this. So anyway, so now, then we get this here. This is all tied in. I'm telling you. And see, the people suffered today. That's what's important to keep in mind. Look at how exasperated, look how panicked they were. You see? Now, when these people come in with a new system and they say, hey, listen, we know you've been through a lot. We know you didn't like not accessing your money. We couldn't access ours either. They'll play that game. We couldn't access ours either. We have a new system. We want to institute this so we all can have access at all times, near instantaneous transactions, and we'll have a lot of new services available for both yourselves and us to make money, to make a good annual percentage yield. The people will go for it because they will remember not being able to get their money out the bank, not being able to get their money out the ATM. They'll remember not being able to get their money and go to the store. They'll remember not being able to pay their bills. They'll say, put that system in. Now, a lot of people take it like this is a one and done thing, or this is a all or nothing thing. This could just be a test. Let's say it's that. It might not be. Maybe it's just an IT outage. It could be just an IT outage. That's 100% possible. They're going to fix it, and this means nothing. But just looking at how things typically go, I'm not sure about that. Not sure. I'm not 100% certain it's not that, but I'm not so sure. about that. But this was a good test to see, to observe how the people react to a massive incident that's not a bank run, even though it caused people to try to go to that bank to get some money. You saw the videos, right? But it's not a bank run. It's not exclusively the banks. This is much more widespread. This, for someone, if there was a group of entities that exact something like this, I'm just playing with that idea. That's it. I'm just playing with the idea. I already considered the other possibility that it's just an IT incident. So let's just get that out of there. Now we can look the other way as well. We can observe the other way as well. That's what scientists do. We have to question everything, whether people like it or not. That's science. But if there was a group of entities that came together to exact something like this, the data that they just gained was so much more broad and informative than just the banks collapsing by themselves. This is interesting. Bank of England. That's what this article is about here. Check this out. And this is what I'm talking about, how things are connected. Bank of England. CHAPS payment system. Service restored after outage. I wasn't seeing this everywhere. This is huge. Are people who are into bank coins talking about this right now? Are they looking into this right now? You do know Bank of England working with Quant. Quant has been so heavy at work, hard at work with the Bank of England. They barely have time to come out with updates. I mean, they just came out with a bunch of nice little videos, but it takes a long time because they're focused on this new financial system aspect that they're setting up with the Bank of England. Don't forget, Ripple also works with the Bank of England. And they just had this CHAPS system just had an outage. Oh man, that legacy system is crumbling. It's funny. I should have put that video out. I had a video. I was going to title that "Legacy System Crumbling." I had some good stuff in there. I may sit on that one. We'll see. But it's crumbling right before everyone's eyes. We're going to pick up the pieces. There's a lot of value attached to that. They're showing the people what's happening. People are just not putting it all together, in my humble opinion. Respectfully, if you disagree, you could disagree. The Bank of England said Thursday that a global payments issue that was affecting CHAPS, the United Kingdom's high value payment system, big money, is now resolved. Quote, "We are pleased to confirm that the third-party supplier has restored service following their earlier issues, and CHAPS payments are settling as normal," unquote. The Bank of England said in a Thursday press release, quote, "We expect that all payments received by the bank today will be settled by the end of the day," unquote. Now you see they're rushing towards quant-based systems, distributed ledger technology-based systems. Who does Quant have over ledger for? XRP. Do they have a over ledger for XDC as well? I believe they did. It's been a while since I've checked. Oh man, this could be big. This is why they want the update. This is why they're pushing for the updates. This is why I believe a lot of things of these types of things are going to be happening that are going to further chip away at the masses' belief in the legacy system. So when it's time to deploy these systems, they will accept it because they will have suffered. A lot of people don't want to eat white bread. They don't. Oh, it's not healthy. They took the nutrients out of the bread. Let them go hungry for a while. Let them go hungry for a bit of time. You toss them that white bread, they'll gobble it right up. Suffering makes people accept things that they wouldn't otherwise accept. And it is a vicious game out there. A lot of these individuals who are in charge are very cold-hearted, vicious individuals. I've seen it personally. There's something about Swift. What is this? Bloomberg reported Thursday, citing unnamed sources that the issue was related to Swift. Wait a minute. The bank said in a press release that it was working with a third-party supplier industry and other authorities to resolve the issue. It added that retail payment systems for cash points, card payments, and bank transfers were unaffected by the payments issue. An operational update posted Thursday by Swift. Oh, Swift, this is not good for you. By Swift did not mention chaps. That's what I'm talking about. Why didn't anybody mention this? Why was this not mentioned? There's something's not right about that. This is big news. If the chaps part happened yesterday, this is why I believe they said. Let me scroll up and just make sure. Yeah, it happened yesterday. Why wasn't this talked about? Why didn't I see this? I mean, I was scrolling through at least 75 articles yesterday, at least. Why didn't I see this? But it's possible I just didn't see it. It's possible. Something's not right about that. But anyway, it says here, posted Thursday by Swift, did not mention chaps, but said that all Swift services were operating as normal after experiencing an operational incident. This is not good for Swift. I'm telling you, listen, they're besmirching. Yeah, I'm bringing that word back. They're besmirching the names, the reputations of all of these legacy system entities. So even Swift couldn't avoid it. Now, here's the thing. Now they're saying someone's a liar here. Someone's lying. Swift said that there was no problem. They had a little incident, but there was no problem. But unnamed sources, of course, in relation to chaps, said that the issue was related to Swift. Who's correct? Now, that they're not going to get a whole lot of respect by being unnamed sources, but I know why they're unnamed, because these institutions would go against them so hard, their lives would be all but over. They would ruin them for coming out and speaking like this. That's how it goes. They don't play games in these industries. They're vicious with anybody who's blowing a whistle. It says, quote, "We are in contact with our customers." Okay, so listen. Actually, they have a little bit of good information here. Chaps processed 4.1 million payments worth 7.3 trillion pounds over 20 settlement processing days in the month of June. According to the Bank of England website, compared to June 2023, the daily volume was up 2.2% and the daily value was up 0.5%. Now, 4.1 million payments worth 7.3 trillion pounds. That's $9.5 trillion. And the Bank of England is working with Quant. What if we get a piece of that? 9.5 trillion. You think we can't take a piece of that? A piece. What would it do to Quant's price when Quant has a lower circulating supply than Bitcoin? I'm just asking questions. What would it do to that price? No, I'm super bullish on Quant. No one could ever change that. That's not going to happen. All right, so now, and here we have more huge activity coming out of Ripple. This article is titled, "Ripple on the verge of buying back $1.4 billion in its own stock from investors as IPO looms." Brad Garlinghouse disclosed this while recently speaking at the Fortune Brainstorm Tech Conference in Utah. The Ripple CEO discussed several issues surrounding his firm and the broader crypto industry. These discussions centered on regulatory efforts such as MiCA, the SEC lawsuit, and Ripple's IPO plans and other issues. Garlinghouse first emphasized the regulatory setback triggered by the SEC's lawsuit, which has lingered since December 2020. Seeking confirmation, Fortune magazine presenter Andrew Nuska implied that the current legal and regulatory pressure over Ripple is behind the delays around the company's plans to go public. In response, Ripple CEO confirmed this. Recall that Garlinghouse has stressed in previous interviews that the company is not looking to go public yet. 6 months ago, the Crypto Basic reported on a $285 million buyback of Ripple stock. However, Garlinghouse told Reuters that the buyback does not translate to an imminent IPO plan. Speaking to Newscut during the Fortune Tech Conference, the Ripple CEO remarked, quote, "We have publicly said that we don't have any imminent plans to try and go public. I mean, why would you? You have in the current SEC. I'm not very popular inside the walls of the SEC," unquote. Says Ripple on the verge of buying back $1.4 billion. Meanwhile, Garlinghouse stressed that in terms of liquidity, he does not see going public as Ripple's ultimate goal. Instead, he views it as a step toward the ultimate goal. Wait, what? He does not see going public as Ripple's ultimate goal. Okay, I see that. My apologies. I wasn't grasping what he was trying to say. Instead, he views it as a step toward the ultimate goal. Interestingly, Ripple has continued to buy back its shares from investors despite not planning to go public soon. The CEO revealed that the company has been carrying out several tender offers to repurchase these shares from employees and investors. According to him, they are currently undergoing a 10-year offer, which, when completed, will lead to a total buyback of $1.4 billion in stock. All right, make of that what you will. So now we're going to move on here. Let's get to a little bit of Bitcoin news. Let's jump here. Now, this article is titled, Bitcoin Oversold After German Government Sell-Off. This is coming from ARK Invest. I like hearing from ARK Invest. I don't feel like I hear from them much anymore, but it would be nice. They're a company that I actually respect. It says here, Bitcoin miners seem to be capitulating, a harbinger of a bullish reversal, according to ARK. According to a report by asset manager ARK Invest released on July 18th, Bitcoin became oversold in June after Germany government initiated a multi-billion-dollar sell-off of 50,000 BTC seized in a 2020 police sting against Movie 2K, a streaming platform for pirated content. The sell-off sent Bitcoin prices tumbling from highs exceeding $70,000 in early June to a low of less than $55,000 during a brief dip in July. Quote, based on short-term holder realized profits / losses and minor outflows, Bitcoin appears oversold, unquote, according to the report, which focuses on the period through June 30th, but includes more recent data. Quote, current levels of minor outflows suggest that miners are capitulating, a harbinger of a bullish reversal, unquote. Investors' sustained appetite for Bitcoin exchange-traded funds has been another bullish signal. According to ARK, the report noted that the BTC's sharp sell-off did not trigger a mass exodus from spot BTC ETFs. As of June 30th, the drop in BTC's spot price overshot the 30-day percent change in BTC ETF flows by 17.3%. July has seen billions of dollars of net inflows into BTC ETFs, with approximately $1.35 billion pouring into funds in the week ending July 15th, according to CoinShares. All right, let's move on here. Trying to get in as much as I can today. Oh, we got a little bit of Samson Mao. Samson wants to let us know again about buying Bitcoin. He wants everybody. He wants everybody to own Bitcoin, and he wants Bitcoin to go to that $1 million. I respect it. I respect it. If you have your thoughts and you stand by them and you don't cower down when the people pressure you, and he definitely has been pressured. I respect that. So now, whether it happens or not, that's a different discussion. This article is titled Samson Mao shares prediction on when Bitcoin might hit $1 million. XRP secures golden cross. Blackstone's Bitcoin ETF records massive milestone. Yeah, there's been a lot of good news lately. Very fun, interesting news, in my humble opinion. It says here, Jan 3 CEO Samson Mao was known for his bullish sentiment toward Bitcoin. With his X profile filled with optimistic forecasts regarding the flagship crypto's price being true to himself, Mao has recently doubled down. I think he's triple and quadrupled down at this point on his famous $1 million per Bitcoin prediction. Quote, Bitcoin is going to 1 million. Why do they keep pressing him? He's not going to change his mind. It's not going to happen, folks. Some people are they're solid like that. They're not going to budge. I love it. I am not certain. Bitcoin is going to $1 million. I am not uncertain. My apologies. My apologies, Mr. Mao. I got you. All right. Just in case you ever see any of my content. Wait, what? He said I'm certain. No, you said you're I am not uncertain. There you go, unquote. Wrote the CEO in his X post from Tuesday, July 16th. Replying to his followers' comments, Mao specified that this price level could possibly be reached within 1 year. Whoa. I'm very close to saying I don't know if anyone's ever been more bullish on anything than this guy. What do you know that we don't that's make you so bullish? 1 million within a year. Holy smokes. All of crypto it will be, like I said, it will be a golden age for all of crypto. I'm telling you. So much liquidity will come out of Bitcoin. Everything will go. So this was not only the only prediction made by Mao this week. On Monday, July 15th, the CEO wrote that, in his opinion, Bitcoin price would never drop below the $60,000 mark ever again. All right, so now let's move on here. I believe we'll close out today with, let's see. We have another Bitcoin article, but I won't go into that one today here. Not sure how long the video is today. I can't see the time today. So we're going to close out here with a little bit of Solana news. This article here is titled Solana Traders Notice Huge Bullish Pennant as Price Jumps 17%. Crypto traders note to watch out, quote unquote, for Solana price action as a bullish pennant pattern has started to form on the price chart. Traders have pointed out a bullish pattern emerging on Solana's price chart, leading to some to anticipate a price rally after the asset surged 17% over the past 7 days. Quote, Sol huge pennant on the 1D chart, unquote, trading resource Crypto Busy wrote in a July 18th post, which is a pattern that develops when the price consolidates inside a triangle-shaped pattern following a strong downward move. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.